Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Tony. I go by Rainbow Dude on the internet, and we're back. Dragon Age Inquisition. Going into the Frostback Basin, which we can't get to from the map, but we can get to from the war table. Which I think is a really odd choice, but... we're gonna bring Iron Bull and Cassandra and Cole.
Good to see you again, Inquisitor. Allow me to introduce Professor Bram Kenrick. He's the reason we're out here.
A pleasure to meet you, Your Worship.
Professor Kenrick
That's a weird
teaches at the
bow.
University of Orlais.
I came on an exchange program from Starkhaven. While in Val Royeaux, I've found something incredible. After 800 years, we may be able to determine the final resting place of the last Inquisitor.
I studied Ameridan.
The texts say that Inquisitor Ameridan was a dragon hunter who vanished on his last expedition.
Yes, precisely. I see you've read Lautrec's Precursors to the Chantry. Inquisitor Ameridan stepped down shortly before the Nevarran Accord brought the Seekers of Truth into the Chantry. He hunted demons, dragons, and dangerous apostates in a time before Templars even existed.
I'm all for history if it means tracking down the equipment of a famous demon hunter.
This is a good cause.
If the last Inquisitor has been missing for 800 years, it's only fitting that today's Inquisition help find him.
Your scouts have gathered artifacts from the area. They may help us discover what Inquisitor Ameridan was doing.
I have news as well. We've encountered hostile Avvar to the north. They call themselves the Jaws of Hakon. There's also an Avvar Hold to the east. Unlike the Jaws
I
of
don't like this
Hakon,
collar.
they've been
I feel like it
friendly
doesn't fit
so
the
far.
outfit.
The Jaws of Hakon.
They're hostile Avvar who attack any Inquisition agents or researchers who get close. We've sent soldiers for defense, but the Hakonites are cunning, merciless, and know the basin better than we do. I'm afraid our men will not be able to hold out long.
I thought we could catch up.
Of course.
How do you like the Frostback Basin?
It's lovely, isn't it? At least until you step in a pile of bogfisher poo. The stuff's vile. Makes great fuel for starting fires, though, if you can tolerate the smell. I might suggest that to the commander. It could be great for sieges.
You want to use animal crap as a weapon? That seems underhanded.
Who said war was fair? I'd only recommend its use as a last resort.
Hold on. Iron Bull leveling up is gonna bother me immensely.
We defeated Carivius. I thought you'd have returned to your old life.
After everything I've seen, I don't think I could ever go back to my old life. Could you? I can't just pretend. I can't just pretend I'm the same person. I got a letter from my mother. She was happy the breach was sealed. She had no idea what we went through. And I don't have the heart to tell her. Goodbye then.
No, wait, come back. Hurting.
Have you seen the plans for the new camps? Tree houses. It all sounds awful and precarious.
Don't you like the idea of the tree houses?
It's a good idea, in theory. Up where the wild animals can't get us. But having solid ground so far, far below me with nothing but air in between us is just
You're afraid of heights.
Who would have thought? Scout Harding, afraid of heights.
Me? No. No. I'm not afraid. Who's afraid? No one's afraid. I love being up high. Lovely views, fresh air, birds flying at my head. Yeah. I'm a little uncomfortable with heights. Don't tell anyone.
I thought we could catch up.
What's on your mind?
Have you spoken to Kenrick much?
A bit.
What?
He's quite nice, isn't he? And
You
clever.
okay, dude?
Really loves his books. I said hello one day while he had his nose buried in a giant tome. His shriek was a winner. He can't stop doing it now. It's too funny.
They say you grew up in a village. Where did you learn to fight, draw a bow, all that?
Here and there. You pick things up as a little dwarf girl in a village filled with piggish Ferelden boys. I'm no artist with a blade. I just know what hurts and what takes them down quick. Bruised a shin or two in my day, and a few, other things. And archery?
I don't.
Oh, there was a traveling hunter who set me up with my first bow and taught me the basics. After that, I practiced on my own. On squirrels, mostly. Oh, and Heinrich from next door, but only with padded arrows.
I hear you have family in Ferelden.
Yes, my mother and father. I insisted they moved to Denerim once I signed up with the Inquisition. Ambassador Montilier tells me I should invite them to Skyhold. She thinks they'd be proud of me. But after Haven, I just can't, It's not that I don't trust you or our soldiers, it's just...
It's a lot.
I just want them to be safe. And if that means they don't get to see things firsthand, that's okay. My mother likes writing letters anyway.
What do you think about the Avvar?
When I was a little girl, a lady in our
I
village
thought
used to
Iron
tell
Bull
me
had an
Avvar
interaction with
tales.
Harding. So
Being
I
able to
brought him.
see their lives up close. It's nothing like I thought. They're very tall, aren't they? I was considering a proposal for Commander Cullen. Avvar allies with dwarven archers astride their shoulders.
Oh, I like
Oh,
the
there
way
it
she
is.
thinks. We should keep her around. For mayhem.
Yes, mayhem.
All right, get it out of your system.
Mayhem!
Mayhem!
I like how he
It's funny
stepped
how
up
a
for
word
that.
loses its meaning when you say it enough times.
We'll continue this another time.
See you soon, Inquisitor.
Alright. Now we're gonna take Dorian. Dorian, I think, has a bunch of interactions. Dorian. What do I even need? I need Embryo and Elf Root. Probably should have bought some. Or farmed it. I haven't done that yet. No requisitions, that's nice for once. Oh, let me turn the trial off, because it's gonna mess us up in the DLC. Professor Kenrick, the requested supplies have been sent to your current location from the university, including ink, books on Ameridan, and 3 Divine Age buckles for purposes of comparison. And yes, upon your return, you must say, I told you so, in regards to my saying your collection was useless. Everything should arrive shortly after you. Of course, roads still aren't what they are, or what they weren't. Also, I fed that fish, but I'm not talking to it for you. Professor Cheval Laurent. A lot of Inquisition folks here. Lady Harding, I could use the opinion of an expert, though impressive, the victory outlined on the marked page could not have been achieved as stated. Sure it could, if you had enough apples. This was a note affixed to a book entitled Sir Lothair Bernay de Ray's Victory and Dominion. I don't know what that means or what that's a reference to. Property of Colette. Reread Finding Ameridan. Review notes on appropriate excavation methods. Practice categorization of minute material artifacts. Read book on Prospect Basin. Practice camping. Note bring a pillow. Reread an anatomy of various terrible beasts. Learn defense. Ask brothers for fencing. Read book on survival and defense. Bring towels. What is known about Inquisitor Ameridan would barely fill a page. He was a friend of Emperor Dracon. He was an Inquisitor when the Seekers of Truth folded themselves into the Chantry as part of the Navaran Accord, their order serving as a precursor to the Order of Templars in the Circle of Magi. Shortly between the Accord was signed, between 122 and 124 Divine, Ameridan left his position and departed, never to be seen again. These facts alone are undisputed. Everything else is uncorroborated hearsay, broad speculation, or salacious rumor-mongering. Ameridan did not willingly cede power. Dracon forced the Seekers of Truth to disband upon pain of death, then removed the Inquisitor rather than suffer rebellion in the new Chantry's ranks. Ameridan was forced to, and these are rumors, he was forced to retire due to the still young Chantry's restrictions requiring celibacy, as he was involved in a relationship with a dangerous, mysterious lady mage that the Chantry erased from history. Ameridan was a rowdy noble who cared for a more raucous entertainment than the Seekers. He held the position only because Dracon wanted a loyal friend commanding the Order, and when the Seekers became part of the Chantry, Ameridan was free to retire to a life of hunting dragons and wenching. Any of these could be true, and without more evidence, we have little hope of ever reaching a clear determination. Nevertheless, I would offer a few notes that are often overlooked as scholars delve so deeply into their own historical specialities as to lose key context. Firstly, Emperor Dracon, rightly acknowledged as the man who molded the Chantry into the organization it is today, was a pious man committed to spreading the chant of light and creating a world where magic and men were governed by Andrastian principles. All sources agree that Ameridan was a close friend of Dracon, and while it is certainly possible that Ameridan was more pragmatic than pious, it is highly unlikely that Dracon would have befriended a figure who was actively opposed to the Chantry, much less tolerated such a man holding a position of power in the growing Orlesian Empire. Oh my god, this is a long note. Secondly, Inquisitor Ameridan was universally acclaimed as a powerful combatant, regardless of his supposed faith or lack thereof. Rumor-mongers believed that Emperor Dracon could see no use for a powerful warrior with years of command experience. Given that Second Blight had been a fact of Orlesian life for more than 15 years at the time of Ameridan's disappearance, with darkspawn pouring from the Enderfells into northern Orlais in growing numbers, it's absurd to suggest Dracon would casually dispose of such a military asset. Without further evidence, we may never know more about Ameridan's departure. Nevertheless, I hope that we may eschew the current popular cynicism, at least when obvious evidence against it is presented, to see that his disappearance must have had some other cause. Jesus, write a book, dude. Alright, Kenrick.
Scout Harding has an impressive team. Her people brought back a number of artifacts.
She is a good scout.
If you need something tracked, Scout Harding is your woman.
If only it were that easy. After 800 years, we can't just look for tracks. Barring enchantment, cloth and leather will have long since rotted away. Only metal and stone remain recognizable. Complicating this are recent pieces the Avvar left behind, and of course ancient pieces dating back to Tevinter. Fortunately, thanks to some period-specific buckling, I've been able to track our last Inquisitor.
Tevinter, you say?
You said there were pieces dating back to Tevinter.
All the way down here?
Yes. While it's rare to see Tevinter ruins so far south, the Imperium once had an outpost of some sort here. They might have built it as a ritual site. I'm not sure what military value it could have. In any event, it's muddled up the research slightly, but I've accounted for it.
You lost me at buckling.
You'd think that a buckle was a buckle. But ever since people started belting on weapons, they've been adding bits. One piece here has a dragon engraving. With the alloys of the metals used, it's clearly Tevinter. While this one uses a clasp that wasn't invented until the dawn of the Orlesian Empire. And when it comes to historical research, you might say we have to buckle down.
Oh, Jesus. Andraste.
What do you have, Professor?
Everything so far points to the shore not far to the south. There was some sort of battle near the shoreline. They were in a hurry. The scouts reported an island near an Avvar fishing camp, but the Avvar won't say much about it.
What makes you think the last Inquisitor was fighting?
There's a clasp here common to armorlings. It's clearly torn. That only happens from a heavy shearing blow, like large claws or an axe. Then there's the dagger. Silverite, with a stylized dragon pommel and an inscription reading Cordilis.
Cordilis Dracon.
That dagger had to be a gift from Cordilis Dracon, first Emperor of Orlais. No one would just lose such a thing.
We're Ameridan and Cordilis lovers.
What can you tell me about the Avvar fishing camp?
Not much. It's the friendly Avvar, not these jaws of Hakon barbarians. According to the scouts, they wouldn't say much about the area. Likely a local superstition.
I'll find a way to that island and see if there's anything useful there.
Excellent. I'll continue to study what's been found. With luck, we'll both find some answers. Also, one of my research assistants, Colette, was investigating an old structure to the north. I'm not certain it's related to our investigation, but it couldn't hurt to check with her.
I will warn you, there are more shards
May I see?
in this DLC. I do remember that. My darling Lace, I hope this letter finds you healthy and happy. Last week I managed to barter for maps of Ferelden and Orlais from Hugin, the old soldier who rents a place on Mistress Yoanne's farm. You remember him, don't you? Quiet man, always smoking a pipe in his chair on the porch. He wasn't using the maps anymore, so I gave him some of my jam and patched his coat in exchange for them. Now, whenever you tell me of your travels, I'll be able to track where you've been. I'm astounded, my darling, when I look at the weave of dotted trails I've already marked out on my maps. Oh, the places your feet have touched. How far you've gone, my little Lace. I am so, so proud of you. When I was your age, I'd only ever gone as far as Lothair. My mother never left Redcliffe. She lived and died there. And now here you are, flying so far with so much purpose. My mind can barely comprehend it, but my heart swells. I shan't take up too much more of your time. I know how busy you are. I'm looking at the frostbacks on the map as I write this, because I know you will likely be at your skyhold. Please make sure you dress warmly. I have included that recipe for your favorite turnip goat stew. A taste of home to stave off the cold mountain airs. Kisses and hugs from me and your father. Aww. So sweet. Okay, what are we dealing with? We got a rift here to the left. And we got some camps in the middle. We've got Jaws of Hakon attacking Inquisition soldiers. We gotta find Colette. And we have to make Avvar allies. Oh, but we're going the wrong way. We gotta go this way. I might respec off lightning and into fire. And respec Vivian back into cold since that's kind of her original stick. I want to do this rift first, just because it's here. We thought we were done with the rifts. In fact, we weren't. You know what? Were there any rifts in the descent? I don't think there were. That's really interesting. Oh, hello. Cassandra. quartz is. I should have looked at it. What makes this one swift? Okie dokie. Probably the logical step is to move like right up there. Grab that camp. Who are you? What's this? Random silverite out in nature. A lot of just ruined houses. Oh, hello. Bars do it in the river. Electricity vulnerability, guard breaker.
There! Go all under!
Kill the Inquisitor! Step! Hold for Avvar's glory!
What is this? Knocking us down.
These jaws of Hakon demanded your death. What do they have against us?
Perhaps the friendlier Avvar in the village Harding mentioned can shed some light.
Avvar copy. We can go that way and hit that rift.
Inquisition soldiers. We should help them.
Inquisitor. Thank you, sir. Lieutenant Farrow, sir. We've beaten back those Hackenite bastards. My men and I will hold here. The Hackenites along the river still pose a threat. After this last battle, we need time to fortify and regroup.
What's the situation along the river?
Between the Hackenites and the wildlife, this isn't the easiest place to maintain a presence. The river's the best way for the Inquisition to send supplies from Skyhold. Or it would be if we could travel safely along it. The Hackenites set up camps near the banks, and they attack anyone who gets within view.
That will be all, Lieutenant.
Sir?
I did talk to him. I'm gonna go this way and clear out camps. That's what it's. Oh, those are so far away, though. Wait, why is my body gone? Is my berry? No. That was a weird little graphical bug. I just knew that. Oh, that's not my heart.
If the Archdemon survived the fall into the Abyssal Rift, I wonder if it can be slain.
Proof it isn't an archdemon at all, I'd say.
What do you mean?
If Grave Wardens are good for anything, it's killing an archdemon. This one rose again. I'd say Corypheus created it. A tribute to his old gods,
We already killed it.
or an emulation of them.
We've seen that Corypheus is immortal. Does that mean they both are?
That? Or we need a much deeper chasm.
I don't think I need to go down there and fight those guys. Yeah, they're fine. They're not part of the objective. Hello. What have we here? More astrariums. Neat. I love astrariums. Oh, but it's up there. I don't think we can get there at the moment. Not on the path that we're on. Let's go get this camp. That? I don't want to fight you. Over there. I'm gonna get this camp first. Well, y'all are always in my way. Oh, treehouses. Harding's gonna be real happy about this. Nope, we're gonna ignore that. Are you kidding me? There's not even anything near us. Are you kidding me? Even like, what does this seemingly got that hurt of it? This can take us up and down. is the lead scout back? I wanted her thoughts on which paths we should use to send for supplies. Sending for some scholar in Orlais. Orlais's leading his party here. Any word yet? She's in the main camp. Don't tease Jarvis. What happened? Apparently Harding had to save the professor and his assistant from a small spot of trouble with some bandits, and from being chased down by a hungry wyvern, and from the falling off a ledge while reading a book. He made the last one up. Spoke with Harding. I take it back. What is this even from? Soft fade touched light in dreamlit tones, falls darks, each form a memory recalled through parted lips. They try to speak, fall silent, before light marks the dawn. From sleeping fingers she slips into the day, where averted eyes bend to any but the other. Oaths sworn to lions call, yet here are the two broken. As waxing sickle stands witness to the end of love's denial and secrets born, from parted lips the words at last are spoken. An overly romantic portrait of illicit meeting between a maid and her lover was written sometime in the Divine Age. Though likely penned after Ameridan's disappearance, the work was said to be inspired by tales and rumors of the former Inquisitor's Lady Mage. By the Second Age, Chantry scholars had largely concluded that the piece did not refer to Ameridan at all, but to another man altogether. These scholars claimed the poem's title was a later addition, meant to discredit the last Inquisitor's reputation. The poem was later deemed problematic and relegated to a list of banned works. Oh shit. I get a little bit of vertigo off that. Oh, it's up there. Gosh darn it. Sheer cliffs and steep drops present obstacles to speedy travel within the basin. As a temporary measure, rope ladders are being constructed and placed at strategic points chosen by Scout Harding. Continued presence in this area will require a permanent solution, please advise. Flatten the area? Of course, the commander suggests hitting the hills until they forget their hills. Probably Liliana. We could look into, or maybe Lace Harding. We could look into getting the soldiers to cut steps into the cliffs or construct structures with some form of verticality, scaffolding perhaps. I was joking. Meanwhile, have you threatened to cut out anyone's tongue today? Oh, definitely Liliana. Thinking about it right now. The roofer, Baronol, was talking to the foreman about drawing up plans for additions to Skyhold. Covered platforms connected with spiral staircases and suspended catwalks. We could apply this idea to the Frostback Basin. I was there. Wasn't Baronol drunk? He didn't draw up the plans while drunk, I'm sure. We could have an engineer or Dagna look over them to see if they're structurally sound. Engineer, yes. Dagna, no. We don't need our our outpost to be half in, half out of the Fade, or be able to sing the Chant of Light, or whatever it is she's working on right now. Hey Dorian, so it's a winter thing. It's not gonna let me up there, but probably nothing there. That's okay. Embryum, I need that. That and elf root. There is a Hackenite camp here we can destroy. Also, there's a camp up here, but I kind of want to. We can do both, right? Is there a way up here from down there? No, not really. We'll get this camp and then we'll come back. statues. I think they're Dementor statues. Based on the metal. Yeah, definitely Dementor. What's this do?
It didn't work.
Bet it's connected to that one. In a hold past our own, a man named Vermic Torsen was wed to a woman named Sidara, yield children. They were young and in love and made large offerings to the gods asking for happiness. The night before their wedding, Cedra had a dream. The Lady of the Skies came to her and told her to tie her rope knot so tightly that she and Torsen would only be wed a year. She woke troubled, but did as the lady asked. Vermic untied only one knot, and they married a year. The year was hard. Their bows missed game, and the winter wind howled through their huts. Vermic and Cedra grew thinner. When their marriage was up, they made large offerings to the gods, this time asking for mercy. The night before the wedding, the Lady of the Skies came to Vermic in a dream and told him to untie a single knot, so he and Cedra would wed only a year. Vermic awoke sorrowing, but did as the lady asked. He and Cedra married again for a year. The year was long. The weather was foul and the crops were poor. Vermic and Cedra grew thinner still. When their marriage time was up, Cedra and Vermic both had a dream from the Lady of the Skies. You asked for happiness, she said, but I cannot give that to you. You asked for mercy, but the land will not show it. Think carefully what you ask tomorrow. Cedra and Vermic spoke long into the night, and in the morning made an offering to the gods. They asked for strength to hunt and harvest when life was good, and patience when life was not. The year was good in some places and hard in others, but they grew to know themselves and what they could bear. They became happy not from the gift of the gods, but from their own deeds, and lived the rest of their lives as one. How's a rope tell you how long to marry? And Avvar groom untied the knot on the rope that the bride ties for him. He's got until the end of the wedding chant. The number of knots he unties is the number of years they're married. That doesn't make any sense. Sounds like a good deal to me. See if you like living with your new husband or wife once the zooms went off. Maybe you only untie one knot or tie them tight, like in the story, if you're not sure. I think it's daft. I think PC Nitwit should stop scribbling in the book I forgot to return to the library. Okay. So now we probably come down to this camp and then work our way back up the river. Is that Venatori? Come here, dude. You know, getting that chance of getting a bunch of extra plants, don't really, those aren't looking to proc that much. I know it was only 10%, but I do wish there was more. That's not Venatori, those are Hackonites. I want to come look up here. Give us one extra. Royal elf fruit. Too bad that serves me no purpose right now.
That didn't do the trick.
We're gonna avoid those guys for now. I don't feel like dealing with them. Why am I invisible again? Alright, is this one of the camps? It is. Shields? That's kind of creepy. Where'd that move? Let's go. Where?
These Hakonites seem little more than thugs.
Even in the middle of nowhere, we find fanatics. Lucky us.
How? How did we aggro more? No. I wish it would stop seemingly randomly dropping enemies on me. Let me see them from a distance. More to winter ruins. I wonder why they put so many logging stands and quarries in the game when you only need like 4 of each. I think it was like 8. I guess it's so you didn't have to find every single one, but I don't know, it just seems weird. Some people say Avvar gods bless the Hakonite weapons. Given our run-ins with them, I'd say Hakonites see it that way. Keep to your patrol, stay focused, remember to report in as scheduled. If we get a hold of any of their blades, we will want Grand Archive to take a look. They know magic. Is this a lift? No. There's a lift there. We don't want to fight that group. More like over here. Yep, there it is. Let me... do this. Dorian. Like getting hit from the back. It's really fucking dumb. Well, this guy doesn't. Now, where's that note at? What are we aggroed against? How did that even happen? They're all the way over there. Probably because the Dorian's just flying out.
Help for the mage, please!
How's he holding that low? Back it off. I should go up here. Motherfucker. At least I have This is another one of those dragon doodads that probably doesn't do anything yet, so I'm not going to bother with it. There is a rift somewhere near here. It's in the middle of the river. Well, I'm going to go deal with these guys first. Then we'll go do the rift. Hello. You look just like the other guys, but with horns. You're not the camp, though. Yeah, you are. Freaking revive on. Really annoying. Sandra, can you do something instead of getting killed? Oh my god, I'm gonna die to this. This is crazy.
We've done what we can here. Inquisition presence should help keep the area safe. Safer than it was, at least.
Oh my god, Dorian, how did you even go down? What's left? Alright, so now we gotta return to this guy. It's all of Velasan.
Inquisitor.
The Hackonites were pushed back from the river.
That will put minds at ease, sir. I'll arrange patrols for the area. It's no Imperial highway, but we'll see people along as safely as we can.
That will be all, Lieutenant.
Sir?
What's next? There's a rift here, and a rift here, and a rift here. Pardon.
Did you see Scout Grandin on your way back? He should be on watch, but he's gone. Grandin was a good friend of Jace Turbat, but one of the researchers. He was killed by Hackonites. I'm starting to worry that Grandin's gone and done something stupid. He was supposed to send word back when you reached his station, but nothing. Keep an eye out for him, please. For me.
I helped our soldiers defend against a Hackonite raid.
That's a relief. We've lost enough men to them.
I should go.
Safe travels.
Alright, where did this guy go? So, probably want to be... Oh, gosh darn it. I'm out of water. We probably have to take that bridge. To it.
Did you enjoy the Winter Palace, Cole?
There were so many wonderful hats.
Did you try dancing? Or did you skulk around invisibly?
Dancing is hard. You have to listen with your feet as well as your heart.
And not poke around in the heads of the other dancers?
There's a lot to do all at once.
A brief note, followed by a rough map of the area with key points marked. Random details are below. We need to keep our patrols. It will allow us the upper hand. I understand where you're coming from. Word has been sent to Jace's family. I promise you, whoever did this will face justice.
Orders for Grandin.
And dead Hackonites. Impressive that he fought them off alone.
Was he alone? Were there no other soldiers who felt similarly? Why is he leaving swords behind? Holy shit.
These were Hackonites.
That dagger bears the Inquisition crest. Could it belong to the missing scout?
Blood spilled will be answered. The jaws of Hakon will answer. Hakon. Up or down here? No, it's gotta be down, right? The majority of the ring is down here. Yep, there it is.
Someone's cut their way through these Hakon warriors. I can't decide if it's impressive or disconcerting.
They're doing more than cutting. They're blowing people up and setting them on fire. Which makes me concerned about the use of magic and the rage. Oh, did I not need to come down here? There's gonna be a spider here. It's gonna be really annoying if we aggro it. I don't want to, is the issue. I don't have anything that I want, leave me alone. Just leave me alone. How have we not lost aggro up here? He's down there somewhere. Oh shoot. No. Ah! That's too far. I don't want to. Do not waste my time. Oh, why are you moving away and it's dead? Or it's not dead yet. Up there, isn't it? That's... I did all that for what? Get out of my way, man. I'm gonna get up there and do that thingy, though.
I must admit, Cassandra, I've never heard of these Seekers of Truth.
Why would you? They do not exist in Tevinter.
But what are they? Some manner of Super Templar? Is this one of those southern secrets like proper hygiene?
Once we worked from the shadows, monitoring Templars and mages alike.
Ah, that clearly worked out well.
Your glibness does you no credit. The Mage Rebellion was beyond even our power to control.
Oh my god. What the fuck? What is this? It up. Yeah, I messed it up. Goodness. I'm gonna look the guy for this one. Very complicated. Fulmenos, the Thunderbolt, depicts a bolt of lightning thrown by a wrathful god. Which god has always been a matter of dispute. Each of the old godlit Avengers have been credited as a thrower, with the target being anything from the lost city of Barrender to a jester who made a particularly heinous pun. We can avoid fighting those two. I'd very much like to. And I saw that there was an Ocularum up here. Here, we might as well get it. What's up there? Thought we were done with these. And then I remembered they were here in the DLC. There's a quest up here too. Sigrid the Exile.
No, no, no! I cannot have guests, lowlanders, even those who don't hail from the hold.
Who are you? And why are you out here?
If I tell you, will you leave me be? I am Sigrid Gulsdotten, Augur's apprentice. I exiled myself from Stone-Bear
Why'd
Hold.
you exile yourself?
You exiled yourself?
Aye, I did. And my tongue will say no more on that.
Interesting. I think there's either 12 or 15 shards. It's not as bad as the entire rest of the game, but yep, 12.
The Inquisition soldier. Grand...
Inquisitor, I've abandoned my post, haven't I? I had cause, just missing the permission part.
Harding told us about your friend, Jace.
He was studying at the university. Those Hakon bastards. Jace wasn't a soldier, he wasn't even armed. After this, he was going to show me Val Royeaux.
Oh no.
I've never been. I thought we might... I can't let this happen.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Grandin.
I wasn't a soldier either, not before this. I lived in the Circle. Never had the skill for combat spells, so I picked up a sword. I wanted to fight for the Inquisition. The jaws of Hakon almost ended that, too. I was bleeding out when it saw me. It knows what I know. They will not kill more people. Not like Jace.
The fire spread.
I will protect them, Inquisitor.
You can leave, Spirit.
Doesn't have to be this way. Release Grandin, Spirit.
Release? The spirit remains because I want it to. I will protect our people. I want to fight, Inquisitor.
I don't know if I can have a demon in my Inquisition. Yeah, I don't think I can leave him here.
You're not walking out of here, demon.
If you stop me, then I cannot stop them. I won't allow it.
inform the family of the death, if not the details.
Inquisitor.
I've news about Scout Grandin.
Maker. Don't tell me. He's dead, isn't he?
Yes. He is dead.
Another one, gone. Just like that. Never get used to it, do you? Maker. I'll miss him. Boy was great company. Terrible jokes, but that was a part of his charm. You know?
I should go.
Be careful out there.
That's rough. I was gonna share you right here. Oh, let me get rid of this. Oh, the ocular arm here too. How did I not see that? And a quest? My goodness. Hopefully it's just 4, 4, and 4 and I don't have to track down a million ocular arms. Thank goodness. I'll try to get those off camera. There'll probably be 2 episodes of this. I forget how long this DLC is. I think it's longer than Descent. I'm pretty sure it is. Avvar Pierre de Amortizan.
Inquisitor. Baron Avvar Pierre d'Amortizan. I've come to consult with your soldiers on matters pertaining to natural threat. The beasts of these woods are fierce, and I fear they've already claimed the life of my dear, devoted scribe.
What are you doing out here?
He just told us.
Once I was content to remain in the safety of my estate. Then, with the passing of my uncle, I was obliged to join an expedition to the stranger parts of Thedas. How little of our natural world is understood. What terrors creep across the soil while we lie ignorant and ill-prepared. If you knew what I do of the common fennec, you would not sleep.
I mean, probably
That
not. The
day
Fennecs are
onward,
really nice.
I have studied the wilds and the beasts therein.
Are my soldiers running into problems?
They face delays establishing camps due to pests of various nature. I offered to consider the matter. There is an herb mixture. Correctly placed, it could ward beasts away from their supplies. I would not presume to further involve myself in your organization's military affairs. Perhaps I might entrust these to you.
I should go.
Inquisitor.
Is that a reference to Mass Effect? The I should go is very common now. Last words uttered, the wretched grin he was. What fate befell the brother was lost with him. Though all efforts were made, he could not be revived. The relations could not be found. Within the basin? We met as planned. My esteemed colleagues could not conceive of the possibility, though I had presented the evidence quite plainly. Any scholar may relate to the disheartening nature of such meetings, and I admit I spoke in some frustration then. We parted ways soon after. Later, with my feelings restored to a more charitable nature, I found I could not fault them. Had fate and obligation not led me down stranger paths, would I not be as they are now? Have there not been times in the darkest hours of the night when my soul has longed for the ignorance which shields one's sensibilities? But while these thoughts ensured kind emotions for my peers, they brought me no closer to my goals. It was this good and unlooked for fortune that brought my attention to the impending expedition to the Frostback Basin. The Inquisition, a large and respectable institution, would explore the region for secrets of historical nature. I have attached myself as a consultant, for surely the beast within the wild place would cause some alarm, and will fulfill said role as promised. However, time in which to pursue my own interests was secured in the agreement. While Kenrick seeks the past, I will search for the mysteries that yet live. gonna get this to Sheriam first, and then we'll place these wards. I like the sound of the wind whooshing. Okay. Let's give this a whirl. Yep. I think I see. It's the Inquisition symbol. Jesus, the watchful eye, had great significance to the ancient Alamari and the Syrian peoples of southern Thetis. Story goes that the Lady of the Skies opened one eye so that the light from her gaze could lead her people safely from the frostbacks. When Andraste's armies marched north from their ancestral lands to wage war upon Dementor, they were guided by the eye, and it became the Maker's gaze, not the Lady's, leading them to the victory. The sword was added later. It is said that the star that marks the point of its blade only appeared in the sky after Andraste's death. The early Inquisition took this as a symbol of their holy calling when they joined the Andrastian faith, the eye representing both their search for Maleficarum and the Maker's judgment upon their actions. When the Inquisition ended and became the Seekers of Truth in the Templar Order, the Templars took the sword while the Seekers retained the eye. So now, if we come like this way, we can hit it all in one fell swoop. Oh shit.
Not to disparage the enlightened Baron, but I didn't think these would actually work.
That one didn't like it very much, did it? The warriors of Tevinter, armor shining, shields of gold, still the land of Avvar keeping stone carved walls to claim their hold. Hringar Ice Troll reeks his raging lowland warriors who can shake. Glacier strength the Hringar conjure, stone Tevinter walls to break. Lowlands flee, their lands releasing. Whenever I take a potion, half my body my entire body disappears, and that's really fascinating. Wait. Begone, foul beasts. said be gone. This is up there. And there's another quest up here too. Hello.
Inquisitor. Herb wards. Those could assist the soldiers. I take it you've met Baron de Mortizan?
And you are...
Done it, your worship. The Master's scribe.
Who's the master?
Mortizan said you were dead.
Oh.
I'm merely late, sir. I was not to return until I'd gathered evidence on the Nox Mortar.
How did you get involved in all this?
I've been the Master's scribe these past 10 years. The Baron has made a study of a number of creatures. I'm assured my assistance is invaluable.
You're gathering evidence on a...
The Nox Mortar. I was to set out apparatus for gathering information on the beast. Retrieving it proved difficult. Gurguts. If you're out here anyway, your worship, I can inform you that the Baron's pockets are deep. He would no doubt appreciate any efforts made on his behalf.
What is the Nox Morta exactly?
A skulking beast the Master believes lies somewhere in the basin.
That's not very specific.
I'm afraid specificity eludes us, sir. Officially, the beast remains undiscovered and unwitnessed.
I should be going.
Very good, sir.
Retrieve the evidence. I mean, it's not too far. There's a cave there? When was there a cave? Oh, there's a thingy up there. Dang it. Oh, hello. The savages speak to their gods in the cave passage. They call them out of echoes. They light fires and feed them with green spruce and shout their questions into the deep. They say answers come to them on the last whispered echo. Superstition, we laughed, and now Razakale is silent and madness descends. I can only think, what if? What if there are irregularities in the veil here? What if we could secure the Avvar cave and bend it to our purposes? The slaves are gathering materials. We will build a shrine to the Dragon of Mystery, implant foci in the walls, cut sacred designs into the stone, the better to hear her with. We will hear her voice again, or we will die.
So tell me this. Are Navaran cities of the dead actually filled with undead?
Of course. The Mortalitazi lure spirits to possess every corpse buried there.
And then what? Let them wander around willy-nilly?
Only in the abandoned areas. The rest are sealed up in their tombs, I suppose.
Forever? I almost feel bad for them.
After a time, the moaning grates on the nerves. Trust me.
If this be our last together, let it end in laughter. Otho. So high dragons are all female, right? They still taste strange no matter. Have we traveled through these lands more remote than these? We must have, yet I've never felt so far removed from life back home as I do now. T makes the same arguments as always, though adds lack of demons as a point in her favor. Lack is an absence, which I was quick to point out. She called me pithy. There are demons here, though not as many as we faced in the early years together. The Avvar have their mages too. The last were ill prepared for me. I wonder if that's the part that bothers her. Oh, as always, was no help at all. We pushed on, my head aches. The others are singing the song we learned at that lakeside town. Forgot the name of the place. I think my eyes are about to explode. Of course, A is noticed and tells the other he needs to read something. It's quiet now. The journey here took longer than expected. I must take stock of the rations. After sleep. There were more than expected. Everything has been more than expected. A few moments later, and O would not be standing here. I was able to subdue the mage before things became worse. T said nothing about it afterwards. She knows O would have died. At what cost? T asked me that once. I said it cost nothing, but I don't know. I met a man who fought longer than I, but his mind had faded with age, and he could not answer. The point remains that I can do more. I can be more effective. We've all seen the demons, what they did. We've seen what some would do with blood. The better question is, who pays the cost if no one takes this chance? And no one said it has to be forever, just until things are settled. If you count 8 times, will the number change? O asks. She's been watching me the last few days. Whatever she says to the contrary. Damned blue bottles. I did not plan on this journey as well as I should. Ah, he's a Templar. I lay trying to find some consolations through the leaves. T brought me some water. She just smiled and said there's no admonishment behind it. Oh, and there was no admonishment behind it. It made me feel somewhat better. As always, A cooked our dinner while deriding my own ability to produce something edible. O attempts to tell jokes, make her they're pathetic. Why do they laugh? Make me laugh always. Anyways. Long days behind. I fear there are fewer ahead. Whatever costs I've paid, they will be worth it. It doesn't matter. This night, safe, beside a fire, the 3 of them singing that stupid song, I'm content. What's over here? Is there anything over here? No. So anyway, high dragons, all female. We know this. The old gods. The Dementor old gods. High dragons. The only one that's female that we're aware of is Raziel. There's an 8th unaccounted for potential old god that was stricken from history, according to the Draconis constellation of Farian. So that's an interesting little disparity. But, really? Oh, hey, we got another perk. Nice. I don't know what I'm gonna get at this point. Oh, I remember what the other perk was that I got. I got, extra experience on picking up Dudats, codec countries, because it was retroactive. Vulnerable to electricity. Attempt recorded for posterity at the behest of will be lost in the endeavor forward to the property of
This, whatever this is, it must be what de Mortisan wanted.
I'm sure he'll be able to attain information from it. Unless... was part of this eaten?
I'm just gonna jump back to this main camp to get up there. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wish they would have put a stables here so that way you could change them out. I'd probably be writing the Avvar War Mug instead of this, although I don't, like I said, I don't use the mounts. Oh, you can't do banter on. And I like banter. Hey, Dunwich.
That Dunwich yet lives while I was so certain of his passing. The Maker smiles on this endeavor.
Your scribe, Dunwich, mentioned something called the Nox Morta.
Ah, yes. I have yet to lay eyes upon it. Pray do not request details so soon. Not when concrete evidence lies yet unturned.
I've evidence of your Nox Morta, I think.
Yes. To observe the mark of the teeth. Let me see. Gurgut and Gurgut. But this, a beast unclassified and interested in the bait presented. What lies before us is an opportunity to greet the unknowable. Yet I confess fear, knowing I lack the skill to confront it. Surely Andraste's herald does not share my limitation.
Oh my goodness.
If you would take the bait and confirm its existence, I would be in the Inquisition's debt.
What can you tell me about the Nox Morta?
Mere scraps of knowledge gleaned from bloodstained papers. They speak of a creature enamored of shadow lurking in the darkest places. Silence pays it favor, concealing its awed bulk until a stretched mouth takes its prey. Of course,
isn't it?
some of my colleagues deem the beast a mere fancy.
I should go.
Inquisitor. Your worship.
I...
Alright, let's go get this camp. Because it's kind of in that same general area. Those are all shards. It's weird because, like, when you hear the name Prospect Basin, you're thinking, oh, it's going to be like an icy ravine. Nope, it's very temperate. Lots of flora and fauna. I want to fight those guys. Oh, everyone. Leave me alone. Cassandra Hill? No. quite a few swift great axes. We can find should be right here. Oh my goodness, that's a deep fall. Swamp full of stuff.
Be prepared. There's no telling what trouble we'll find down here. Over there. We must do something.
Fine. We got you.
Inquisitor. Still finding it difficult to breathe, but I'm not strewn across the landscape, so thank you. I'm Colette, Professor Kenrick's research assistant. I was hoping to conduct a survey of a Tevinter ruin in the hills. I may not have chosen the best route.
You're Kenrick's research assistant, so that makes you a student at the University of Orlais.
It does? Why?
If I've said something wrong...
I'm sorry. That's usually asked with skepticism. The university accepts those worthy of admission, though elven students
In the
are
Masked
few.
Empire, Celine tears down a
How did you find it there?
It's not easy,
the admissions person for
but this is what I
refusing a
want.
sponsorship of an
And I
elf.
like working for Professor Kenrick. Elven research students, where publications concerned, their work's often deemed not substantial enough for formal credit. But Kenrick cares about people who want to learn. If our research finds an audience, I know my name will be included.
What were you hoping to find at the ruin?
The Tevinter's time here was brief, but their architecture endured, offering shelter, forming landmarks. Ancient Avvar would have encountered these structures, which certainly predate Inquisitor Ameridan. Evaluating the ruins could offer insight into the region's history, once I can get set up.
You're still going there?
I've read everything we have on Ameridan, and studied up on new excavation techniques. I won't waste this opportunity. If you've a map, I can show you my destination. If you'd be interested in the findings.
Absolutely.
Stay safe.
I will.
That's ominous. We took steps to avoid the Hackonites and stayed out of their way for the most part. It would have gone uneventfully had Price's inexperience not caused them to leave visible prints in the dirt. The jaws of Hakan used them to track us, and even Falker cannot throw them off the trail. Persistent bastards. We ended hiding amidst the moldy corpses and sun-bleached bones that littered the ground around a strange shrine. It was carved of stone and capped with what looks to be a dragon skull. Thankfully, when the Hackonites traced us to the shrine, the sight of it made them stop short. They whispered amongst themselves, and their leader seemed to make a small bow of obeisance to the skull. They then abandoned the chase. We still don't know what it was about the shrine that made the Hackonites balk. Perhaps we don't want to know. From reports sent to Scout Harding. That's real deep here. We'll be quicker to find the Nox Morta. Let me up. Let me up.
Mortison said to place the bait here. We need to find a good spot.
Is that...
Oh
Wait.
my god.
Did you hear that?
It's not even fighting. I feel so bad.
very aggressive bog fisher. Not what I...
The Mortisan will want to hear about this.
Can we even get there from here? I think I need to turn up the music a little bit here. I can hear stuff, which is very quiet. No! I don't want to fight you people. I don't want to fight anyone right now. It might be easier to go this way to it. Oh, I can't right now. Oh, we might be on the way, right way. Yeah, definitely this way.
My family once took me to Navarra, Cassandra.
You undoubtedly saw more of it than I ever did.
I was young, and all I wanted to do was visit a necropolis. I was desperate.
They're dark and full of undead, and the smell of stale incense still makes me want to vomit.
Ah, there goes that childhood fantasy.
This isn't right. Guess we gotta go further up. That thing goes into that, probably. But no idea where the beginning of it is. How do we get up there? Maybe we have to go to this camp and climb up? That's what it looks like. It looks like it's that way, maybe? I like this. It's like the ambient noise is kind of like the sounds of the rainforest sleep meditation video. I love those. Can we avoid you if possible? this? Oh.
The ancient Imperium did like to leave a mark. I wonder how long they stayed.
This must be the place Kenrick's assistant was trying to reach.
I absolutely cannot wait to survey and explore Nigel's Point. This was one of the ruins the explorer Sir Nigel visited on his travels through the Frostbacks. So much of what I've learned of this region comes from his notes and sketches. It's appalling to me how little recognition he's received compared to that brother Genitivi or even that peddler of pabulum filium, a bard. I wonder if I could discover the original purpose of Nigel's Point. Its ancient Tevinter name, of course, has been lost, but I'm certain it was built and dedicated to an old god. I wonder which one. If I could learn this. Of course, Harding gives me a severe look every time I suggest I could just stroll over it one morning. She insists it's too dangerous. She worries too much. Well, I think Harding was right. You did almost get splattered into a million pieces by those lurkers. What's this over here? To she who wins the scion of wisdom, we dedicate this citadel. That's a Razakale shrine. Dragon of mystery, bestow upon your faithful servants your ineffable truth. Grant us eyes to pierce the darkness and souls to bear the wounds of your labyrinth. Meanwhile, my drill will pierce the heavens.
Inquisitor, you may want to see this.
Perhaps. The hunter of the fell wolf. The runner strode the winding road, and out of breath came she. Upon the bastion of the huntsman, true, to make her desperate plea. Ameridan in dragon's hide, heron clad in blessed steel, came forth to hear the tidings brought with so much breathless zeal. Upon the lonely moors the runner cried, a loathsome beast now dwells. As day gives way to night it strikes, all on its path it fells. 3 souls bravely led them out, the darkening moor to see. As sun slipped beneath the sighing heath, the hunter's guides did flee. The moon crept o'er the heather as a terrible cry released. In silvered light the hunter saw the arrival of the beast. Favored like a wolf it was, in size like woodsman's death. Within its eyes burned eldritch fire, the fade in every breath. Swift as thought the hunter struck, the demon wolf fell back. But mortal strength alone could not prevent the beast's attack. With one huge paw the monstrous thing struck Ameridan the brave. Across the weary moor he fled, and into a watery grave. Jaws like a dragon's clamped down tight round Heron's armored chest, and with the night it sped away from moonlight to the west. No living eye was there to see from peaty swamp arise Ameridan, who found himself alone neath darkened skies. The shattered shield of Heron he found upon the moor. In grief Ameridan did his vengeance swear, the beast's head he would procure. Whilst the wolf across the moor bore Heron to its lair, a labyrinth of winding cave, any mortal should beware. By wormlight in the twisting cave, Heron bravely fought, to free himself from death's own jaws, before his life was naught. With blade arm free, the knight struck true into the monster's eye, and off it fled into the dark with otherworldly cry. The wounded knight in darkness found, within the cavern's gloom, an idol carved of fate-touched stone, which could prove the monster's doom. Ameridan all alone did seek the demon wolf's fresh trail, and to the cave he came prepared, a wolf's heart to impale. Down the winding cave he sought the beast that slew his friend, and in the eerie wormlight met the beast at cavern's end. With burning blade Ameridan and monster met again, whilst elsewhere did Heron valiantly with demon wards contend. As demon stone was shattered, Ameridan struck true. Beast and spirit both felt at once, though neither hunter knew. Now wounded and in darkness, hunters separate made their way from the bottom of the cavern toward the rising light of day. Ameridan found Heron, stumbling, wounded from the cave, and both rejoiced to find the other, yet free from the grave. As night passed into day, the two did tales of valor spin, and to this very day each claims that he alone did win.
Inquisitor! I was going to send word. I found something. This inscription, almost completely faded, but 2 stood. Felt 60 true before our triumph. A breath in the hunt, and let rest the lowlanders, worthy of the lady's care. The markings and surrounding artifacts date to Ameridan's time. The references and scripts suggest Avvar.
What's your theory?
I need to complete a full survey and have Professor Kenrick evaluate the site himself. But this may be a tribute to Heron and Orina, Inquisitor Ameridan's companions.
What can you tell me about Orina?
Orina was an alchemist in Orzammar. It's said she met Ameridan while dealing with a demon, but it's not known why Ameridan was there. Demons aren't common in the deep roads, but they were a problem for the Inquisition at the time. Arena knew she could help, so she joined Ameridan.
If she left Orzammar, that would make her a surfacer.
She turned her back on the stone, though it's said she had few regrets. Some claim she was actually from one of Orzammar's noble families, but who can say? She never used her last name on the surface, and once exiled, the family likely struck her name from personal documents. Professor Kenrick petitioned Orzammar's Shaperate to grant access to their records, but the request was turned down.
What do you know about Heron?
When the Templar Order was first formed, Sir Heron was among its members. He's arguably the most famous of the original Templars, though he was never one of their leaders. He's better known as one of Inquisitor Ameridan's confidants. They'd known each other since youth.
So they were close. Friends.
When Ameridan was made Inquisitor, Heron's position in his inner circle was assumed. A few ballads about them survive. The type with adventures and happy endings. I don't know if they're true. They remind me of my brothers, though.
What makes you think the inscription refers to Heron and Arena?
It's only a theory, but the age of the markings and surrounding artifacts match the timeline we've established for Ameridan. I found glass fragments in the clay, several with slight veins of discoloration. Blue. Like Templar artifacts.
Templars?
The Templars were a new order in Ameridan's time. Given their small numbers then, few would be found outside the Chantry's reach. It's unusual to find one deep in uncharted territory, unless he traveled here for a purpose, as Heron would have.
You don't think the inscription could refer to Ameridan himself?
It's possible, but Ameridan would have been recognized as a leader, which the inscription might have noted out of respect. And a breath in the hunt? Why note that your hunt continues unless your remaining prey was someone important?
What happened here?
An encounter with ancient Avvar, and not a friendly one. Ameridan and his companions were outnumbered in an unfamiliar place. If Ameridan's not here, perhaps someone bought him the time needed to keep going?
If this is the resting place of Heron and Arena, it only remains because the Avvar took time to honor them.
Respect for a worthy adversary? It wouldn't be out of place.
What will you do with this information?
Professor Kenrick will expect detailed notes on the location, stone and clay samples, and any trace artifacts I can find. If Ameridan's history is compiled, this could be worth an entire chapter. I might get credit on the inside cover.
Good for you.
Thank you, Colette.
Inquisitor.
An appeal to the Shaperate. Oh, there's another book. This is just her notes on the long poem that we just read. It looks like Cassandra leveled up. Oh, this must be the Sharium door. And it's way over there. Can we get there from here? Fight you guys, those are big boys. they're using the same passive voice chanting that the Venatori did. Here's the doodad. Yeah, so let's go this way. Oh gosh, darn it. We've gone so long without it.
Commander Clarel wasn't like you, Sandra.
Thank you, Cole. I think.
She fell because she fell. That's how Aramond convinced her to hurt people. He made it look like bravery. She called it a choice, but it was a lie. She was afraid. You aren't afraid. You won't fall.
Thank you, Cole. I appreciate that. What of Magister Aramond? Do you sense a secret pain in him?
No. Aramond is an asshole.
Well said.
Volume of notes, mysteries of the basin. Lord LaRoche of Monsamard was once witness to tremors that collapsed on an old chantry along with a meadow into a deep and giant depression. He blamed it on the Ferelden crown using dark magic to disrespect or relay superiority. Her legion was only half right, for I know now this was the work of the serpent folk instead. It's a myth about the lizard people. That's amazing. That's hilarious. Fucking lizard people. I'm gonna jump down here now. If I jump down there, am I able to get to here? Probably not. Actually, yeah. A locked door is beneath us here. Weird. I should just be using barrier whenever I make jumps like that. I always forget that I can do that. Getting to Winter Fortress there. We're gonna conveniently ignore that for now. Okay. The mountain father kept his throne at the peak of the mountain Belenus, which lay at the center of the world and was so lofty that from it he could see all the corners of the earth and sky. Over time, bold young Avvar would challenge each other to scale the mountain of the gods. At first, Korth found this amusing, and he delighted in the valor of their failed attempts to enter his hold. Then, Sindri Skybreaker, boldest of the heroes of old, succeeded in climbing to the summit and stood in the hall of the mountain father in the flesh. Korth, being a good sport, gave Sindri a hero's welcome. The mortal returned to the Frostbacks with tales of the feasts of the gods and gifts from Korth. And soon more and more heroes were barging into the hall of Mountain Father, demanding to be showered with honors. Korth grew weary of throwing banquets, and other gods began to fear his temper. So Korth spoke to the Lady of the Skies and lifted Belenus from the earth into her realm, which could not be reached even by the most intrepid climber, and there he dwells in peace. So that's gonna be... Oh, that's not in Nigel's Point. Let's go try to figure out what this locked door thing is. Oh, there's a cave down there, I bet. Oh, that's gonna kill me. Oh, actually, that's barrier. Damn. Wait, what? Yep, there's a cave. I don't need any more Felondaris. Barred from the other side. Well, then how do we get in there? quick way to get down there? Yes. Oh, it's below us. Khan's Honor. It's a unique sword, 50% armor penetration, bunch of cold. Is that better than what you have right now, Cassandra? Well, Bitter Axe is actually better in terms of just raw damage, but 50 plus damage versus demons. Let's keep what you got for now. Alright, what's next? We gotta go tell you about the doodad, the Nox Morta. You might be upset that we killed it.
Do not keep me in suspense. Your haunted stare speaks plainly of an encounter with the Nox Morta.
Found it.
Is the Nox Morta a bogfisher by any chance? A large, aggressive bogfisher?
Bogfisher? That quaint nomenclature inadequately describes its lesser kin. And here is whom they must serve.
Yeah.
Why didn't you?
I told them to have proof of its existence. Minds shall be enlightened. So when enlightenment comes at the cost of such fearful truths, I must wonder at its toll. Permit my humble gratitude to reflect the risk taken, your worship. Where's Dunwich?
He's right here.
Draft a letter to the universe.
I should go.
Inquisitor.
What's left for us to do here? Mysterious Island, or go to the Avvar, or we can go do those rifts. I wouldn't mind knocking out these rifts, honestly, just to get them off the map before we do important stuff. And there's only 2 left. I do, in retrospect, I'm glad that we did the Rift Mage because it's more thematic with the story, and it connects you with Solus more deeply. I think it would have been more fun to be a Knight Enchanter, like Vivienne. But also, I miss Dragon Age 2 having companions have their own specializations. So that way, not everyone is like, you're never ending up to like double up on specializations. one more, and then we're all done with these. This is probably a good travel point to get to it faster. And then we can pick up this shard.
Cole, you saw Corypheus when he attacked Haven. What was your read on him?
Fear inside, blackness like a pool of hate. So much has changed. I need to stop it. Bend it to my will.
Did he actually walk into the Black City? Is that true?
Betrayal, blurred at the edges like a faded painting too long ago. So much confusion.
I'll take that as a maybe.
There were people trying to kill me. That makes it harder.
I don't want to fight these spiders. Or those Avvar. If we can help it. One fight at a time, please. Oh my god. Where's my team at? Why are they not here? Why are you there, you idiots? Get over here. Wait, what? Help me. That's not fair. That's not fair. Oh, there's two? That's definitely unfair. Okay, we got 30 minutes left. Yeah, let's head over here to the Avvar. Oh, we can just drop down here by this island that they say is a mystery. I don't know what these are supposed to be. Oh. Grey Warden. I think that's Bull's Chargers. So Grey Warden, Bull's Chargers. This is to Minter. That's the Minrathous thing, isn't it? That's the Dalish. That's the Chantry. I don't know what this is. Why would we have a two-major one though? That's got to be Circle of Magi. Now, because it said circle, and I was thinking, you know, the circle symbol looks broken, I'm singing that song in my head from Bioshock Infinite that Elizabeth sings on the beach about the circle being unbroken.
What is this? Are the fishes of Stone-Bear Hold too rude to share? The Inquisitor! Let her blood bathe the blades of the jaws of Hakon! Death to the lawless! Glory to Hakon!
I don't know what Hakon is.
You are the lowlander they call Inquisitor. I am Arvid Rolfson. Well fought.
You don't quite look big enough to be
feed
an
on fool's heart wine this night. I know not what brings you here, but we have no quarrel, you and I.
How long have you lived in the basin?
Stone-Bear Hold's been here a few generations. I was born further north, but we left before I could remember. It was a good life, until the jaws of Hakon arrived.
Hakon.
They brought trouble with them. People are expecting a raid, but...
You don't agree?
How my crystal
They
looks
seem
more
bigger
likely
fools
than I
than
remember
that,
being. I thought
for
it
all
was
their
darker
boasting.
blue.
I cannot say what they plan, but it bodes ill.
I find myself in need of a boat. I need to reach that island.
The Lady's Rest.
What?
That island belongs to the Lady of the Skies. The spirits want us to leave it be.
Of course they do.
I don't wish to disturb your lady, but it's important.
If I give you the boat, and you anger the spirits and die, other lowlanders may come for blood. That is trouble for my hold, and not my trouble to take. Go to Stone-Bear Hold and speak with my Thane, Svara Sunhair. Get her blessing, and you may sail to
Sigrid
Korth's
Sunhair, the
rocky
one who
heart,
climbed Korth's mountain?
if you wish.
Or am I completely making that up? Don't mind me coming into your home and taking your things. I'm just checking. It's completely legal, you understand. Okay, so now we gotta go talk to these folks up here at Stone-Bear Hold. Probably a landmark up here. Oh no, it's an ocularum. I wonder what that symbol is supposed to represent. Thane Horson thinks he can work alone. He alone can work the words of the lowlanders, as though the augurs had not learned the tail-drawing runes to study the old magic. He's blind, but the jaws of Hakon would not be here without him. The Hold needs blind men with big blades sometimes. In the old times, the first jaws of Hakon spoke with Great Spirit himself. He opened their eyes that they might see the elf stones hidden across the world, and they entered the old cave and learned the mysteries of winter. Their working of cold let them slip through the ice wall that wards the lowlander fortress, and we must now do the same if we are to take it as our own. Hakon has been silent all our lives. He cannot speak to us in dreams or open our eyes, and we remain blind to the elf stones. The lowlanders, though, have found a new way to see them. The skull of Dreamslain, set with the right magics, can bring the elf stones to our sight. We will regain the mystery of winter. now they're all there on the map. I'll get those at some point. Hello. Nothing to say. Oh, look at this view, though. That's incredible. There's people down there.
Catch anything today? Nothing yet. Too many visitors stirring up the forest. The gods don't like it.
Oh, thank you. I don't know why. Oh, this is for runes, I think.
What is that commotion?
What is thrown into Avvar cookpots? What isn't? From the delicate cream, far from the delicate creams and sauces of Alraio, or the rich pies and ripe cheeses of beloved Ferelden, the Avvar subsist on whatever their mountain valleys provide. Nothing is too humble for their appetites, from the small succulent snails found on the hillside borders to fern fiddleheads harvested in the spring. This is not to say that the Avvar do not dine on more dangerous but far more filling fare. Hearts, rams, gurguts, and lurkers are all candidates for communal evening meals taken around the fire. Lowlander spices, while not unknown, are great delicacies reserved for feasts. In fact, my parting gift to the Thane of Fennec Toothhold was, at his request, 10 jars each of black peppercorns, powdered mustard, and Antivan cord seed. You are cooking... I'll pause it here so if you want to read it. I don't particularly care about their cooking. Open. This feels like a bad thing. I won't do that. I need to free the Nug. I met the Nug King, for gosh sake. Be free.
Bit of cold in the air today.
All the rams are growing thick coats. It'll be a bad winter.
There's another merchant here. Oh, up top.
Your climbers seem tired, Thane Sunday. Or hunting. Is your hold beast well?
We hunt as well as ever, Thane Harrison.
You would be safer under the shield of the jaws of Hakon.
Hask Fisherson has taken victory in sight of the Lady of the Skies. Parv, you owe 4 rams to Hask, not 3.
Ha! Teared his tits.
Wind, lift your oaths to the Lady of the Skies, and hand the rams over come sunrise.
May your people be as strong as your hold beast. This is not my hold, Lowlander. I will not shed your blood here. You will face the full might of the jaws of Hakon soon enough.
We've heard of your arrival, Lowlanders. Come, share my fire where we might speak. Inquisitor, I am Svara Sunhair, Thane of Stone-Bear Hold. You have guest welcome here. The Lowlanders have little love for your Dalish clans. I am impressed that you came to lead their Inquisition. You and your people have come far from the safety of the lowlands. We have come on a mission. We have learned that the last Inquisitor may have died here hundreds of years ago. We seek his body.
Giving peace to the dead is a worthy quest. Any help we can offer is yours. Sadly, the Jaws of Hakon will not offer so warm a welcome. You have met their Thane, Gerd Harrofson. I wager you have crossed blades with the Jaws of Hakon in the wilderness. If you would search this place for your Inquisitor's body, they will want you to pay in blood.
When I first entered your hold, there was a climbing contest of some sort. What was that?
The test of the lady. We use it to settle disputes when it is not clear who has the right of it. There are others. For the test of the Mountain Father, you battle with verse while those who favor you hold you aloft. The test of Hakon is battle with blunted weapons.
It seems as fair a way as any to decide such matters.
In many cases, the law is clear. The tests are only for real disputes. As Thane, I may guide the gods in finding who is worthy. I decide which test will settle the dispute. I may also ask a warrior whose claim is foolish to climb with stones strapped to his back.
How did you get the name Sunhair?
I was born Svara Janisdotten. For my legend mark, I once fought a battle with my hair on fire.
You lit your hair on fire?
An enemy archer lit my hair on fire. I was locked shield to shield with a foe, and I had no time to douse it. It scared my foes. My hair was braided long enough that I could spare it. It stank worse than goat shit, though.
I'd like to know more about the Jaws of Hakon.
They are not the first hold to take that name. All have been foolish. What would you know of them?
What do the Jaws of Hakon believe that makes them so angry?
A wise man honors each god to its strength. Bjorn Reedbeard for fishing, Rilla of the Fireside for making babies. The Hakonites care only for Hakon Wintersbreath, god of war and winter. There is no evil in Hakon. There are times to fight, but the Jaws of Hakon care for nothing else.
Anything to its
They
extreme
raid,
is-
they fight. Eventually they die and their stories are forgotten. It is the way of things.
What can you tell me of the people now
You don't.
calling themselves the Jaws of Hakon?
They came here a few years ago, after the Blight took their hold. There was land enough for both, so we were friendly. We did not see their anger. Gerd Harrofson lost too many in his hold to Darkspawn. He thought only of battle and war.
Against everyone?
To avenge a wrong is a good thing,
Why not?
but only
Go
a
fight the
fool
Darkspawn.
lights the world on fire to do it.
You said that there were earlier groups known as the Jaws of Hakon.
Yes, many ages ago. They thought of nothing but slaughter glory. They attacked the Lowlanders. Your people fought back and destroyed them. They were fools.
I'll speak with you later.
Farewell. Inquisitor?
I'd like to hear more about Stone-Bear Hold.
We are not the largest hold, but our warriors are strong, and our singers are pretty. Words are for boasting around the fireside. You should look yourself, if you will.
The Hakonites are attacking my people. I would welcome any assistance you could offer.
Bathing my blade in the blood of the Hakonites would be cause for a feast for most in this hold. But the Hakonites are fools, and they have forgotten the old ways. But we have pledged peace with them. To attack with lowlanders at our side would make us oathbreakers. This is poor weather for me to ask that of my hold.
What would change the weather?
Among the Avvar, a hold draws strength from its hold beast. They are as kin to us. When our hold beast is strong and happy, there is joy. When it sickens and dies, it is an ill omen. Our bear, Storvacker, has not been seen in days. The hold fears for her. I cannot ask the hold to break peace oaths unless Storvacker returns.
So about me and bears.
Maybe I shouldn't bring this up, but bears and I traditionally do not get along.
You were fought bears. You lived. Good for you.
I mean, I fought dragons.
Fear will keep you respectful should you find Storvacker. You will be fine.
So you're saying she's friendly?
Does Storvaker usually live in the hold? Does she stay in a pen, or...
Pens are for goats and chickens, not holdkin. The Avvar are free. So must be our hold beasts. Storvaker lives in a cave near the hold. She comes to visit if she wishes to see us. We bring her gifts of food. Not enough that she will not hunt for herself.
I'm a little confused about why I have to find a bear in order to gain the support of your tribe.
Storvaker is not a bear. She is our hold beast. She ties us to the gods. Without her, I have heard your elf gods turned from you. Is that not a bad thing? It is as that. I know more of this world than the world of spirits. Speak with our augur if you would know more. They're our gods, not yours. For you, it is enough that Storvaker matters to us.
Do you have members of the Hold searching for Storvaker?
The Hold is already fearful. A great hunt for our Hold beast would show weakness to the Hackonites. If she were dead, the augur would know. So the hunters watch for tracks. That is all we can do.
The way you asked us to help find Storvaker made it sound like you were willing to break your oath.
I could say that Avvar hold all oaths sacred. That no true Avvar would break them. It would be a good lie. Lowlanders doubtless say the same of themselves. A cunning Thane can find a hole in the tent of any promise. A place for the cold wind to sneak in. We are bone and blood. Oaths last until they are broken.
If I find your bear and you break the oath, what happens to Stone-Bear Hold?
Other holds share oaths with the Jaws of Hakon. They are sworn to defend or avenge them. If the Hackonites were friends, they would attack us. But they are friends to few. We will send offerings, trade, and gifts to pay the price of oath-breaking. The storm will pass. I do not do this lightly, Inquisitor. But the Hackonites are tiresome.
I'll speak with you later.
Ask those in the hold about Storvaker. They may know something they have not told me.
Probably won't get the boat until we find Storvaker. This is basically a better version of that, so. We need to impress the hold.
Seems colder than it should.
Inquisitor, you've need of a hunter, or you're just wandering? Doubt you lowlanders see many holds, but I'll tell you, there are none finer.
Do you have any idea where Storvaker has gone?
Our hold animal's a hungry one. She might be after the game in the valley to the west. As the weather's turning, I'd not think she'd roam further.
I assume you go hunting yourself.
Of course I do. Who says otherwise?
No one?
I lead our hunts, Inquisitor. My leg aches. One eye can't see in the dark. And I bring more meat than anyone in the hold. Goat's piss, do I hunt?
I apologize. I was just curious.
Suppose you can't help Lowlanders' manners.
Farewell.
Farewell.
Ivar Jerikson. Thane died. Ivar led his people through the mountains. Winter was harsh. The winds of Hakon echoed through the peaks. Blizzard lasted 3 days. On the third night, he caught sight of a great gray bear. Followed it. The bear stopped, came to stand. Beside the bear, saw before him a sheltered place where his people might be saved. Gave thanks to Korth, for he knew the mountain father had taken the form of the bear to guide him. And that's why they call it Stone-Bear Hold.
Inquisitor, I'm honored by your visit. I'm Finn Coldenson. Forgive me if I don't stand to greet you properly.
How are you injured?
A storm blew up a few months back. It's the worst we've seen in a while. I was helping to secure the fishing boat. Einar nearly fell in. I caught him, but the current caught me. My leg got crushed against the rocks. It hasn't set properly.
You seem troubled. Is it your injury?
In part. Gyda Meerdotten prepares my father's body for sky burial.
Hurt and harrowed, knotted and nameless. Can't be him, could never be him. But who am I?
How did... Yes. I knew it would be soon. I miss him.
I'll let you rest.
Lady keep you.
I'm gonna come up this way and see what's going on over here. Oh man, imagine if we had treated access to them as a gift, that'd be awesome. Tremble at the ice troll Hringar, guard your gaze against his wrath. Dead to dreams as dwarves below us, fools in folly block his path. Weapons weeping, Avvar warriors struck to seek their legend mark. If had not fortune but the lady, folly fallen in the dark, dead to Hringar's
Every time I think I've seen the ugliest possible Avvar statue, a new one turns up that surpasses my expectations.
So, come to test yourself.
How so?
Our warriors want your measure, Inquisitor. Bring us an offering, and we'll let you fight Hakon's trials. Stone-Bear Hold would know if the spirits favor you. So would I.
Farewell.
Safe journeys.
Alright. So we gotta fight in a trial. Make a recipe to do it. And there's something over here as well. Oh, it might be down. I hate that.
Be welcome, Inquisitor. Though I fear I've time for little more than a greeting. I must prepare these souls for their greater journey, particularly those who depart without the reverence due. Their way is often hardest.
I'm not familiar with Avvar funerals. May I ask what proper rites entail?
When the time comes, we are given sky burials. For most, the body is laid out and prayers given. When the birds come, they carry the soul to the Lady of the Skies. The body, unneeded, is gone.
For most?
Some souls, such as Calden's, are chosen to return. The augur reads the signs at birth. It is a rare honor. In order to return, an offering is made to Korth the Mountain Father and buried beneath the body. A piece of the soul thus remains, allowing the rest to return to this world and be reborn.
Will someone not be given proper rites?
Calden Enverson is one of the few whose soul may return. Bloodkin must make an offering to the Huntmaster, who prepares it. Or so it should be. Calden's son, Finn, has failed in this duty, but then there's you.
Me?
You're a guest of our hold. A gift from you cannot be refused. Even an offering for Calden. I cannot dictate the nature of a gift, but if my suggestion appeals to you, speak to the Huntmaster.
Calden's son is injured. It's not his fault he can't make the offering.
As disappointing as that may be, it is not my place to ignore the god's laws on a whim. I honor them in word and spirit, Inquisitor.
You suggested a way around tradition by letting me make the offering.
The spirits have seen Finn fail. To undo it may be to undo their will. A gift from another does not bear this weight. Calden's soul could travel easily.
I should be off.
Lady keep you.
An interesting loophole. Can we get a better view of those people that are over here somewhere? Nope, they're gone now. Let's go talk to the hunter and see what kind of offering we need to give.
You don't like dead people, Cassandra?
Was that a question? Am I supposed to?
The ones in the dark city, wrapped in cloths that smell like sunflowers. You hated the singing.
Ah, the Grand Necropolis. Yes, I never saw the point.
Maybe dead people like the singing.
I would rather not think about that.
Master Life Ward Amulet. Schematics I don't have. What? That's... Wow. I'll have to come back when I have more money.
The new thatching is good. Fine work.
Inquisitor?
I spoke to the woman preparing bodies for funeral. She said I might make an offering. For Calden.
How would... As a gift? Sly woman. In that case, I'll accept an offering from the hand that gives it. Tradition says the offering's made to Koth. Only creatures who touch the gods' realm will do. I'll mark where some were last spotted. It'd be an unmatched gift, Lowlander. I still pity Calden's son, though. Losing his father's name.
What do you mean?
Finn failed to complete the rites. That'll see him disowned when the burial's complete. He's fatherless whether you do this or not, Inquisitor. Seeing it done will give him some peace, I imagine.
I give it to
Farewell.
him.
Farewell.
Ah, fade-touched creatures. Damn, they are spread out, aren't they? Well, unfortunately, none of these are easy to get to in the next 5 minutes. Well, this one is. Let's go fight this real quick, and then we'll end it for today. Oh, hello. Cassandra, I need you to get down here. You're taking the long way, damn. Electricity vulnerability. Greater nature
Master described.
Fascinating. I suspect it came into contact with the Fade.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Cole, help me. Okay. skeletons. Can't believe we're using haste to run away. Yes, it's like on the top there. So we're gonna have to go all the way this way and engage in some light platforming, just jumping across some bridges. It's such a weird thing to happen. Also, what is this? Alright, here we go. History of the aqueducts. Roads that carried water to their forts of stone. There's only one explanation. They are paths of mystic resonance, or ley lines, which run through the land. The mages in the whole deny ley lines exist, but they're protecting secrets of fraternity. Also ignorant of secret lowlander rights. As proof, Professor Wayland Vankin maps lines of power across the basin in his book Ode to the Ordo Templis Borealis. He does not say so in the book to a casual reader, but certain secret signs left by the professor to befuddle his enemies point to it very clearly if one reads the text 8 times. It's like a bunch of junk science. Okay. Well, we are 3 hours in, so thank you so much for joining me. Hope you're enjoying it. Treat yourself right because you deserve it, and remember that I love you. Bye.